No matter what your choices are in life or concerning school for your children, there will always be unplanned stresses and upheavals that occur in life at some point or another. These are the times when, for whatever reason, life cannot continue as normal. Sometimes the reason for these upheavals aren't necessarily bad reasons. For example, having relatives come visit or welcoming a new baby into the family. These are things that require adjustment and a reassessing of life and a giving up of the routine for a season. But sometimes there are losses, death, relational strife, etc. that take away from life in a really hard sense and can leave you feeling like you've lost your footing in life in general, never mind school. These past few weeks for us have contained some upheavals and stresses and tired days and nights. School has definitely taken a back seat for us. I have tried to keep a couple things in mind that I want to share with you within this video that I hope can be of encouragement if you are in a season where life is not quote-unquote normal. I'm Julia. Thanks for visiting my channel, Freestyling It. The number one thing that I have been keeping in mind is that learning happens through the context of life and relationship. Your children are watching you walk through whatever difficulty is in front of you. Pay attention to what you are modeling to your children when the going gets rough. It's your influence that is the bulk of your children's education. So there's two things from this first point to take away, perhaps. Firstly, take heart. Your children's educational journey continues through your example. And second, be aware. Your children are watching you. The second thing that I've been holding on to these past few days is to cherish unexpected moments of closeness with my children and of space from my children. Both of these things happen in times of upheaval for different reasons. Perhaps you find yourself with children who need extra cuddles or who are pursuing conversation that they wouldn't normally pursue under normal circumstances. And my encouragement would be to engage in those things, to cherish them, knowing that you won't necessarily get these opportunities back. These are opportunities of crucial formation in childhood. If the opposite happens and you find yourself by yourself for some unexpected moments or a space of time, take it in, breathe in and out, pause, reflect, give yourself the opportunity to be grateful for these moments. The third and final thing that I have been attempting to take note of in these days is, what are my children gravitating toward or investigating on their own in this time of unstructured learning? As an example, my son found an old kit of beads that I had tucked away in some stuff of mine, and he spent a good 45 minutes or so patiently stringing beads on a thread for a bracelet that he had in his mind to make for himself. And then he watched me as I made a bracelet for my daughter per her request and took note of my patterning choices. Another example of learning that happened on the go was when we were packing away the leftovers from dinner tonight and choosing the right sized containers for the leftovers, and then it turned into an activity of finding the proper lid for the containers. Hands-on activities that happen naturally within the rhythm of play and household work is an ancient and traditional curriculum choice of parents throughout the world. In closing, I'd like to leave you with these words of encouragement to take heart. This season won't last forever. There will be a place to pick up again and start in on that structure, and to give yourself to your children and your household in a more regular way. both the normal seasons and the seasons that are not so normal are gifts to us in different ways. We have the potential of growing ourselves as parent educators in the challenges presented to us in each season. We're learning too. It's a journey. Just because we've graduated high school or college or whatever form of education that has given us a diploma or some certificate or badge, whatever it may be, does not mean that our journey of learning is done. And I encourage you to view that the same with your children, that the diploma doesn't measure a life's worth of learning. That's a measure that people have created to mark things. Teaching your children to live well, to make wise choices, to treat others with kindness, to have empathy and grace. All of these things, which I think are more important than ticking off all the educational boxes. And I'm not just speaking for me, but I'm speaking of the Lord, who looks at the things of the heart and not the outward appearance. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope this video has been encouraging to you. I didn't even know if I was going to film this week. It has been such a hard week, but I know that everyone has hard weeks. And to be able to reflect back on some of the things that have helped me in my perspective of my children this week, I hope can be of help to you in whatever place you find yourself in. Keep journeying together and sharing the discovery.